I can't believe it, but you know, I deserve it. I deserve it.
You work hard for it.
I've worked very hard. I've scratched my way day by day.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever come to the door and said, here, Angie, this is for you. Because I don't want anybody to do that. I go to somebody's door and I say, this is for you. I'd rather do the giving.
Yeah.
I really would.
Well, you know what? I've learned in taking your life back, I've learned to give, but I also have learned to receive. Because receiving,
now, do you expect it? Do you expect something when you give something?
No, but receiving
Isn't that wonderful?
requires humility, because that means that you have to humble yourself, especially if you're in need.
Right.
You have to humble yourself in front of the individual to say, you know what, I needed that. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I've learned that it can be a blessing both ways. You know, it's good to be in need, because sometimes if you're in need, you get to meet some fabulous, great people that you ordinarily would never meet. Because if you got everything going on all the time,
and you're stuck on yourself.
You don't need anybody. Right. Yeah, you got your nose up in the air, you know. So people are like, well, you know, she got it going on, whatever. I'm not going to help her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I just, you know, I just thank God that there have been times in my life when I did need, you know, someone else. But then there are times now where someone needs me. And I think in those years of humility, I can appreciate the years now of, if you want to call it wealth, prosperity, but it was the years of humility, those lowly days. Those are the days that I learned the price of giving towards others without expecting something in return.
Expect anything back, but I love giving. I really, really do. I will walk into Walmart and I can tell when someone is feeling very, very down.
Right.
And I'll walk up to them and I'll say, can I have a hug? Do you need one? And I'll give them a hug and they'll say, how did you know I needed that so badly? I said, because I needed one too.
Oh.
And you'd be surprised, I'm called the hug lady. And as I told you about breaking my femur, if someone's on a walker like I was for a while, I will say, can I reach this off the shelf for you? Can I do this? Can I help you? And they say, we need more people like you.
Yeah.
But there are more people like me, but they're just afraid, I think, to give. I'm one of these women who go right out and do it.
And you know what? The other thing, and there, it's like you have to find a balance in life.
Yes.
Like there are, you know, you have people in life who their whole life is centered around using other people, taking advantage of other people. And that's why discernment, being able to discern, having that intuition, if you will, you have to have that so that you can know when someone in your life doesn't mean you well. So you have to be able to discern that, okay, you know, just like when you're mentoring people, you say, okay, I've gone as far as I can go with her. You know what I mean? So so discernment is very, very important. As far as like when you're in relation or interacting with other people and you're in relationships, knowing when to draw the line, where to draw the line, and when to draw back.
Right.
Yeah. So that because nobody wants to be a doormat.
Because I've noticed with the children, when I first go into a new group of kids, I work with like 50 for each program, and when you say, "Can I have a hug?" they freeze up and they move away from you. So once that first hour is over with, before you leave, they come up, "Can I have my hug now?"
Yeah.
They've never had hugs.
Yeah.
Or if someone came close, they were going to hit them.
Yeah.
So you
or
have
take
to,
advantage of them.
Yeah, you have to just watch through their little faces, and you'd be surprised how many of them really want those hugs.
It's teaching them how to love again.
That's hard because they don't know what LOVE means.
No, and that's why it's just critical that we teach them and
we
we reach out to them to show them that we've been through some things, but we've learned how to love again, and that's called taking your life back.
Yeah, it's called taking your life back.
When you do not allow the past
to interfere with your future.
To dictate your future.
Yeah, because it can do that.
Yeah, that's why the prisons are full. Right. You know what I mean? That's why the psychiatric wards are full. You know what I mean? That's why the jails are full. And it's because people are allowing other things to control their life. They can't seem how to navigate life. They're trying to figure out how to get it back, and they can't, and they need help.
Well, the young girls today that I've worked with, they think the only thing they have is what's between their legs. And I'm being perfectly honest. Yeah. Because when they hear love, they think it's sex.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's not. But they want a boy. They figure that's how they're going to get them, for surely.
But where did they get that from?
Huh?
Where did they get that from?
It.
Where?
Home.
At home.
At home. They learned it.
Learned it. I remember when I was growing up, I just thank God for my rearing. It wasn't perfect. We didn't have a lot of money, but I tell you one thing: there was no phone calls after 6 o'clock.
Don't
There
forget
was no.
Back then we didn't have all the cell phones and stuff we got.
Yeah,
now
but we
either.
just had one phone in the house.
Yes.
One phone in the house.
And everybody
you
had
had to be
a
to
certain time
bed.
to
You had to
use
be.
it.
You had to be in bed by 8:30.
No
Need to be
later than
asleep
9.
by
Yes.
9. You know, mom came in, auntie, whoever.
Yes.
You better be asleep by 9 o'clock.
Right. Yeah.
At least pretending like you sleep. So I thank God for those strict, my strict environment, because I really believe that it shaped who it shaped who I am today, and that is because we weren't allowed to do certain things. Like, you know, today kids can stay up to 12, 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. Their parents, they go to, it's amazing. I know somebody, the children are up past 9. And the mom and dad are in bed at 9 because they got to go to work in the morning.
Yes.
Well, why is the children still up?
They should go to bed at 8.
You know what I'm saying?
It gets darker early now.
I'm like, go to bed at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Send them to bed after they eat.
Yeah.
You know, so.
I agree with that, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think a child loves having someone worry and fuss over them like that.
Yeah.
Because you need rules, 1, 2, 3.
You do.
And you have to listen.
And when you don't have rules or structure in the home,
You don't have none when you grow
what
up,
ends up
right.
happening is those little kids a lot of times become young adults, and you're going to jail getting them out.
That's right.
And that's because they're
over
not
and
used to
over again.
structure. They're used to doing whatever they want. So they're thinking society's going to let them do whatever they want
Right.
too. And no. And I learned a long time ago, if you don't teach them, then guess what? The jails
They're going to learn
and
down
everything
the
else will
streets.
teach them. The
Yeah.
streets will teach them.
Right. Well, probably the last 6 weeks now, I haven't said anything about it, but I had 3 young girls, and their mothers wanted to turn them over to the court because they were uncontrollable. They were 12 years old.
Wow.
Not only that, Mary, but I found out these children had HPV in their throats, the human papillomavirus.
Okay.
Okay? They had been sleeping around. The mother, oh, not my daughter, not my daughter. But that's what was happening. So they wanted to put them away. So I had them come to my house. And I kept them. They went to school. They did this. They did that. But, you know, these girls are going to have some kind of surgery now because it's down in the larynx.
Oh.
You've heard of the human papillomavirus, I'm sure,
I have.
HPV. And you can get it other places other than just through the vaginal area.
Okay.
Didn't you know that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you did? And it's these girls, but we were looking for love. That is not love. You don't do that to get love. Love is not what a guy walks up and tells you what he wants you to do for him.
But if
Or
that's
he's not
all
gonna
you,
like
but
you.
if that's all you've seen, that's all you know. And you know, I know a family, the mother, the grandmother, the daughter, they've had children by the time they were 12, 13, 14.
Yes.
It's been like 5 generations. So how can
and
you
nobody's
expect?
learned any lessons yet.
Well, one of the girls, I became a mentor to one of the
that's
young
good.
ladies, is because she wanted life. She wanted something different. She actually made up in her mind. She said, you know what? I want my life back.
She never even had one, poor girl.
She said, I want my life back. She said that the innocent that I used to have, she said, I want that back. You know, I don't want to know what it's like to be with a man and I'm not married. I don't want to know this or I don't want to know that. She wanted her life back. And, you know, and that's what my goal in life as a mentor is to, I don't care what religion you are, what race you are, how short, how small, what complexion,
Race,
how
creed,
long
or
your
color,
hair.
exactly.
None of that. How, you know, what's your what's your status in life? None of that matters to me. My job, I believe what God has deposited in me, and my job in life, or my goal in life, is to help people discover their destiny, help people take their lives back. And you don't have to be a product of your environment. Yes, everybody's been through something. Yes, everybody has some type of a life, a trial or situation in their life where they felt overwhelmed. But you don't have to let that define you.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
You can take your life back.
Right.
You really can.
But this can happen to any girl, though. I mean, it doesn't matter. Girls can grow up in a good structured home. This is another thing that puzzles me. Everything can be perfect at home, but they still have something missing, and they think sex is what the way to get a guy.
Well, it goes back to what we were saying earlier. That's the parents. The parents, the mother and the father. It's just like when my daughter, I taught my daughter, you know, especially my baby girl, I taught her, I said, Marissa, I said, you don't have sex before you marry. You know why? Because what's going to happen is this right here. I'm not belittling people who have.
Oh no,
because you know what, I have.
Either. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, I want her to learn from my experiences. So what I said to her is, you don't have to learn everything the hard way. You don't have to go through everything by experience. You can just learn some things just by a good mentor or somebody who you can interact with and talk about life challenges. So I was sharing with her that, okay, let's just say you talk to this young guy. Okay, do you give him your first kiss, whatever?
Oh yes.
I said, guess what
Isn't that
happens?
exciting?
After a while, 2 years from now, you'll see him. You're looking across the lunchroom table. What is he doing? He got his arm around another girl doing the same thing. And I said, and guess what? If you're at that school for 2 more years, you're going to see him again, and now he's moved on. And I said, by the time you get out of that school, he's had 15, 20 girls doing the same thing
and maybe
he did with you.
a couple children.
Yep, exactly. And that's what I told her. And I said, so don't give the one thing that is your prized possession that you can actually give
you can't get back.
Right. I said, because once it's gone, it's gone. It's just like when we used the analogy of the corn last time, that once it's spent, it's spent. So women, learn this. Take it from me. I've learned. Praise God, I've never been if you want to call a loose person, but I will say this, that I have interacted with people who have many, many, many regrets. And I'm telling you, and they wish they could take their life back, and they feel they can't take their life back because of all these types of situations. And there's a benefit to choosing to do things differently.
Yeah, choose a different path.
Yes.
I like to take different routes to where I'm going so I can find it if I get lost.
Yes.
You know, there are different streets we can walk down. And the same thing goes with your life.
Yes.
But like my son Michael, he had I think I told quadruple bypass. He had 4.
Yes. How's he doing, by the way?
He's doing very well.
Oh,
but I'm saying I know him better now than I did before. And we are so close, we hardly ever go out without saying, bye, Mom, and a hug and a kiss, because I had him move back home. I said, if anybody's going to get you well, it's going to be me. And I just mean, he has changed so much. He says, Mom, you are so powerful. We were talking the other day, and I said, you know something, Michael? Our brain only sees what our heart wants to feel. And I saw him thinking, and he's a real 6'3" guy, real big guy, and he said, our brain only sees what I know what you're talking about now, Mom. And he was telling me about a girl he used to date, and she was really nasty to him, but he kept going back. And I said, you were in a codependent relationship.
Wow.
Mom, how did you get so smart? I said, because you haven't been home a long time living to listen and learn what I've learned. And I said, but now you're learning it at a different stage. And he said, Mom, you are so smart. So our brain only sees what our heart wants to feel. And I'm looking at the wrap-up card, so my brain's got to see. And I've got to say thank you for coming today. And I want to thank all of my viewers for watching this show. But just one quick second, if you know of anyone who is with the HPV virus, please, moms or dads, come on the show and let's talk about it, because our children are they're wallowing in it and they don't know what to do. So thanks for watching. Until next time.